Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And if you join us each week, you know this is a format where we elevate and celebrate the drivers that make Norton the company that it is. Now, last week we spoke with Tiffany Davis. She's joining us again. Hello, Tiffany.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Now, last week Tiffany shared with us that the secret to being a successful Driveaway driver is the hustle. Now, you like to hustle. You're a runner. And as your dispatch team said, she's a boss. She gets it done. But what do you do when you're not on the road?
For the most part, when I'm not on the road, lately I've just been in my house, bored. I live in Gainesville, Florida, so for me, there's nothing there too much. So I'm pretty much in the house. I would say for the most part, once I do get out the house, because I'm from Florida, I love blue crabs. So once I get home, I make sure I go and grab a tray of blue crabs and, enjoy myself. But other than that, I'm just home until I'm ready to go back out on the road.
Now, is there a special way that you like your blue crabs cooked, or do you cook them yourselves?
I will cook them myself if I'm in the mood. But if I feel like I don't have time to do all of that, because usually if I do get crabs and I cook them myself, I want someone over to enjoy them with me. So for the most part, I'll just go. We have this spot called Gainesville Seafood, so I will go there and just grab a crab tray. So then I don't have to cook them, and then that works for me.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Now, you said you live in Gainesville, Florida. You and I were talking about this last week.
Mhm.
Living in Gainesville, are you a Gators fan?
Of course. Of course
Have
I
been for all
am.
your life?
All my life.
So you've seen the good times and the bad times.
All the good, all the bad. All the bad. Yes, all the bad.
It's kind of rough this year.
Of course, 100% it is. Yeah.
Now, being a Florida girl, we talked about this. Obviously, there's some things about the state that you're attracted to. What
Mhm.
is it about the state that you like the most?
The beaches. Because I love the water. I can't swim pretty much I can't swim, but I love the water. As a child, for summer, that's pretty much where we would go, either to the beach or to a water park. So, um, if I must say the favorite thing that I love as far as living in Florida would be the beaches, and my favorite beach would have to be Daytona Beach, 100%.
You You were sharing that with me last week when we were talking off the air. Daytona Beach, I've been down there several times myself,
Mhm.
but there's a component of it that you really like, and that's the ability to drive on the beach.
Exactly. So, you can drive on the beach, you can park on the beach. What it is a $20 pass for all day. So you pay $20 to park on the beach all day. You can come in and go as you please the entire day. So since where I live, we're like 2 hours away from Daytona. So sometimes we'll just, do a day trip. We don't have to stay the weekend because it's not that far. And we'll, you're able to park on the beach. You can bring your coolers, your umbrellas, your chairs, your grill. You have people come out there with their grills and everything, and you can just set up shop and spend the entire day on the beach. So to me, that's perfect because most beaches, you have to pay to park in a parking lot. And it seems
Right.
like you have to walk a mile to get down to the beach. And then it's like no one wants to tote all that stuff, you know, onto the beach. So I feel like Daytona Beach is the perfect spot to go to, you know.
Just park and unload right there.
Exactly. Exactly. Hmm.
You're listening to Tiffany Davis here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. We've established she loves to drive. She's got a lot of miles under her belt, and for fun, she's already told you she likes to chill at home, and she also
Mhm.
loves the beach. And you've got a daughter. Is it just one daughter? Is that right?
Just one. Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
she's in college now.
Yes, she's in college, so she's a junior. She attends Grambling State University in northern Louisiana.
Oh
So
yeah.
yes. So yes, so
It's,
she's a junior, so she'll have one more year after this. And to me I can't believe it, because she'll be finished after a while. So yeah.
Grambling, that's one of the most prominent HBCUs out there. I'm
Oh,
sure that
yeah.
makes you and her both proud.
Yes, so I was so excited when she was accepted. She had a few offers and she turned a few of them down. But when she told me she was going to Grambling, I was like, okay. I was happy for her. I was like, yes, okay. And first of all, I was glad that she was going to college, period. But just to go to Grambling State University, I was like, okay, this is something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
how much did your life? We know you work hard and you hustle as a driver. How much was that? I guess how did that make you feel to be able to use that money to help your daughter go to college?
Um, it made me proud, Like I said, I don't have money like that. So of course, I'm doing the parent loans and all that good stuff to, of course, help with whatever she needs, for her tuition and everything. But then like other extra expenses because she calls me on a regular asking for money. So because I do what I do and can hustle, for the most part, when she do ask, I can give it to her. Like I know
Mhm.
sometimes I'll say no or I don't have it, but then it's like she know I'll turn around and give it to her eventually. So it's like
She knows you're good for it.
yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Now, last week we talked about music on the road, and you
Mhm,
laid out, kind of explained what you like to listen to when you're on the road. You like the
mhm,
rap music when you got a long day, something
mhm,
where it's some upbeat, pump you up. And then
mhm.
when it was in a rainstorm, you were talking, you grab the wheel, you got to listen to the gospel.
Yes.
Now, what about if Tiff is on the beach? What are you
Mhm.
listening to on the beach?
To be honest, I've never really like listened to music while we're on the beach. Would you saying that? For the most part, because when I'm with my family, for the most part, we're having conversations and stuff. We don't really, that's crazy. We don't really listen to music while we're on the beach.
Listen to
We just
nature's music, the
fellowship.
ocean.
Huh? Yeah, yes, we really don't. With you asking me that question, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, we don't really take a speaker out or anything. We're just mingling and, watching the kids or, we're out in the water too. So, I guess, yeah, we really don't.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we were talking last week about not just the beach and
Mhm,
being a driver who's seen all of America, but you
mhm.
still enjoy getting on the road and taking these vacations. Excuse me. When was your last vacation? Where'd you go, and when's your next one?
My last vacation was, where did I go last? I mean, you can call it a vacation slash work. Last week I had to take a truck to Laverne, Tennessee around New Year's. So I had to sit there and wait because I dropped off a truck in Laverne, but then I had a truck in Louisville, Kentucky. So I had to wait till after New Year's. So I stayed in Nashville for New Year's. So that was a mini vacay, as I call it, while I was working. Prior to that, where did I go? I can't remember my last trip for last year. I don't think I
That's
went
pretty.
anywhere. Yeah, I don't think I went anywhere last year. The last memorable vacation or trip that I've taken, I would want to say was 2 years ago for my birthday. I went to Nashville, me and a friend of mine. She used to do Driveaway as well. We met up in Nashville for my birthday and we spent the weekend in Nashville because that's my favorite spot. So I want to say that has to be the last vacation that I can remember that I've taken, but that was 2 years ago. So yeah.
How cool is that where you have a job
Mhm.
that lands you in Nashville, Laverne, on New Year's Eve weekend or the New Year's Eve holiday,
Yeah,
and you're able to spend it there? Not many jobs that
I
can do that.
No, not too many. To me, it's exciting because it's like, okay, I have to work, but on my downtime, I can relax and, enjoy myself for a little bit. It's almost like having, it's like a two-in-one, you know. I used to feel the same way when I drove charter bus. When I started driving charter bus, that's when I really started going places. So for me, it was like, vacation while I'm working. So I feel the same way with doing Driveaway. To me, it's the same exact thing when it comes to going to different places that I've never been. But for the most part now, I've been, pretty much quite a few places, except for everything on the West Coast. I haven't been out on the West Coast yet. I'll get there, but not yet.
Give me your top three places you've been as a Driveaway driver, the ones that really blew you away, said, I love this place, and here's why.
Ooh, Nashville, Gatlinburg, and New Orleans.
Now, what about your top three as a driver where you went somewhere that you'd never been before and you're like, I like this place?
As a driver, um, hmm, it would probably be those three.
Okay.
It would have to be, um, because if it wasn't for driving, I don't think that I would have been to either of those places yet.
I got
You know.
you. I got you.
hmm So yes.
Now, we talked last week. You're picking up in Fayette, Alabama, heading over to Florida.
Mhm.
Looking forward, and we're getting in deeper into the winter. Are you going to stay in the South or the Midwest, Southwest?
As far as running trucks, yes, it depends. I know I won't go too far north. I'll try to stay Midwest, but it depends on how much some of these trucks are paying. So for me, trying to avoid, I would say snow, um, it's kind of tough. So some places I will take a chance on. Maybe, I may go up to like Illinois, you know, but if they ask me like anything, like say they want me to, or not that they ask me, but see some stuff like in Nebraska or like Utah, and I'm not going. So, and I
Mhm.
definitely don't go to New York. Like that's winter, summer, spring, fall. I just don't go there. So, for the most part, when the winter time comes, I do try to stay like Midwest, a little bit on the East Coast, but not too far north. Mhm.
Gotcha. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us both your trucking experience and what you do for fun.
Of course, no problem. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Well, be careful and stay safe out there.
Yes, thank you.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.